You got a wall. And here's what the craziest shit about the wall. I'm sure you've seen where it goes into the ocean.
Yeah, I was there.
Like, how are you going to stop people from going around that? That is the silliest thing ever. That is like having this gigantic, huge...
Yeah, there it is. The Freedom Wall.
That is like having like a gigantic, huge, impenetrable boundary, but on one side, there's just like a door.
Yeah.
That's a door. You can go right around that. I mean, it'd be hard to bring all your shit. So what happens? These guys right there are on the Mexico side, and those guys over there are on the California side. Like, that is the weirdest shit ever.
They play volleyball with each other.
Do they?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. God,
but
so
they added another piece to that wall right there. So that wall, that's an old wall. See, that's the construction of the wall that I saw now.
Yeah. Wow, man.
You can still swim, but as soon as you swim, you know, probably the Coast Guards will come get you.
That is so crazy. Just what a strange. And people are like, oh, yeah, you don't want a wall? Relax. I haven't said any of that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just look at this just as use your brain. Just look at this objectively and see how bizarre it is that there's a gigantic physical boundary that keeps certain people from going into a certain area. I mean, I think that one day that has to not be a thing anymore, right? Wouldn't you say? It's that is a crazy thing to justify. Like, you can't come to the good spots. Like, the good spots are limited. Well, if they would let people in, then there'll be no more good spot. It'll be just like the bad spots. That's the fear. And here's the thing, man. That ain't that's not a. It's not an imperfect. It's not a fear that's not totally illogical either, right? Like, you would be worried if you lived in a sweet place, like name a city, not too many people, perfect size. Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah, Boulder's cool. Yeah, I've been there.
Cool as fuck, right?
Everybody's nice.
What if 1 million more people moved into Boulder? And then all of a sudden it's 1,100,000. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? You can't go anywhere now. Everybody's rude. People start getting antsy. The way they drive faster. That's what happens.
Be more gangs.
How do you fix that? That's what we need to fix, not like whether or not there's a wall. Like, how do you fix people from getting crazy?
I know, man. Like, sooner or later, Boulder, Colorado probably have a subway system to get all those people off the streets.
Yeah. Yeah. If they did have like a couple million people move there, like, bam, start moving shit and setting, so it would change radically. That's what happens to places. You get too many people, they just fucking change. It's still strange as fuck to see a wall.
It is, man.
Why don't you let them into your house? I'm not saying that. I get it. Everybody gets so right-wingy, left-wingy about this.
They do, man. Why don't you just stick to comedy?
Yeah, all I'm saying is it's weird. It's fucking weird. It seems to be something that should be perhaps re-examined. This idea of, like, it's almost like we have weird parents that we have to listen to for our whole life, and that those parents are the government.
I know. Like when I was a little boy, I was living in Mexico, and my mother, she used to tie me up to a stump so I would run away.
Holy shit, son!
Because I used to follow my dad to work every day. My dad was like, I think he was like a steel worker or something. He worked on a lathe, so he worked with metal all the time.
Yeah.
And I would follow him to work every day because I was a bored little kid, I guess. And I would run away every day, and my mom would tie me up to a little street stump with a rope.
Wow.
I was her pet, basically.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. That's a weird memory.
I know, right? I remember I lived in Mexico for a little while. So I was 3 or 4. Then my dad took off.
Do you remember Mexico at all?
I remember a bathroom was outside, like an outhouse.
Uh-huh.
And we had to use a flashlight to go outside. And
wow.
I remember mosquitoes everywhere, and my mom's family all living in one big ranch with different houses, and it was fucking dusty. I mean, it was dusty. I was living in Sinaloa, Mexico.
Right.
And And there used to be a truck that would water the ground every day because it was too dusty and there was no cement. But then my dad took off to the United States and we followed him. We were living in Tijuana, Mexico for about 2 years.
Do you remember how you got through?
Yeah. My dad made it through first, started another family, then came and got us. No, but that's what I thought. He was gone for a long time, man. And then we were living with my aunt. Her name was Julia, and she lived in Tijuana, Mexico, right next to where that gate is. Colonia 13, what's up? And we went across with like a coyote, you know, a smuggler. My mom paid him money, and we got in his car.
Wow.
We crossed. We made it through. I remember we made it through, but there was like a checkpoint back in the day in San Clemente, California. The California Sheriff Department was just the county sheriffs. They would randomly stop cars, you know, like too many people in one car. This car's too heavy.
Right.
So they got us, and they put us in like in a holding cell. My mom went one way, we went the other way.
Whoa.
And
How old were you?
I was probably 4 maybe, or 5, I don't remember. But it was three little brothers I have. My little brother was like 3 and the other one was 1 or 2.
Why would they separate you from your mom?
I don't know. I guess that's how they process wetbacks or illegal people.
That seems kind of crazy.
She went to one where, and I don't know what, I don't remember crying or being scared. I just know that we were watching cartoons, you know.
Wow.
American cartoons.
That's all you remember?
And then they caught us. We went back again, and they caught us again.
Jesus.
In another car, and we got separated again. But this time we were held for a longer time. And I remember my aunt, when she saw us in Mexico, she said, "Ha ha, they caught you guys again." Just jokingly.
Wow.
But the third time was like, my aunt and my mom came up with this crazy idea because we had brothers. No, we had cousins in San Isidro, California. And my mom said, you know, why don't we just borrow their passports, you know, to cross? And I don't remember this, you know, I just found out recently that's what happened. My brother told me. My little young brother, we dressed him up like a little girl, like a full-on little girl, because we had like 3 passports, and
Whoa.
2 were boys, 1 was girl, and we took straws, I guess. And my mom and my aunt, they forced my little brother to be a little girl.
How'd they make him look like a girl?
They dressed him like a little girl for 2 weeks just to play around, you know. They gave him a fake name, and so. And he was playing, you know, dancing, Noah, you know, dancing, getting ready, playing with like little Barbie dolls, and
so he was preparing to be
bro.
a girl.
De Niro, bro.
Wow.
Getting ready for that role of his life.
Wow.
So
How old was he?
He was 2 at least, or 3. Man, he was young.
Wow.
So we crossed, and we made it all the way. And I remember that some other car picked us up. We jumped in another car right away, and then we jumped in another car, and then that car drove us to Southern California. We were like in Compton somewhere, in Carson. We were in a house that had it was funny. It was like a hub for illegal immigrants. Like everybody there was going different places. Okay, Juan, you're gonna go to St. Louis. This guy, you're gonna go to San Diego. This lady, her 3 kids, they're gonna go to Boyle Heights because that's where their father is. So we ended up going to Boyle Heights. Didn't speak no English at all. But I picked up English right away, you know, because you're little. Like watching Bionic Woman and shit. $6 Million Man. Incredible Hulk, Dukes of Hazzard.
So you basically picked it up from TV?
Yeah.
Really?
Them Dukes.
But like, what kind of like lessons did you take
Lessons what?
in English?
Oh, none.
0.
When I was in elementary school, it was different from now. There was no like separating these kids who don't speak Spanish and put them in English as a second language class. I started kindergarten, so
So you just picked it up.
I picked it up.
That is crazy.
The teacher never spoke Spanish to us. She never said, "Okay, Juan, you know what apple is?" Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. It was like, I don't got time for you. You're gonna pick it up or not?
Do you think it was because you were so young, your brain could pick up another language really quickly? Isn't that what they say? Like young people, their brains pick up languages quicker.
I think I picked it up really fast, but just my pronunciation were not there.
Right.
Like I didn't know how to say bionic. I would say lion.
That kind of makes sense, right? That a part of your brain would really develop and make it real easy to learn a language when it's real young. You know, like, okay, how do I say this? You like give more of a desperation for figuring it out. But I bet you a little kid that comes from another country like you did, well, you're a perfect example. You learned from TV. That's crazy. So you learned from just talking to people that were around you and television.
Television.
Nobody's saying, this is how you say this is a pronoun, this is a noun, this is a verb. No one's telling you any of that.
Nobody told me that. But later,
Wow.
I had a cousin who lived in Santa Paula, and she taught me that stuff. Like, this is how you say this word. Because her and I, we'll play like school together.
Yeah.
She'll give me assignments, and she'll pretend to be a teacher, and then I'll read.